Hi, my name is Romina. I am 17 years old. 2 years ago I was sent to a juvenile detention center in Mexico City. I did not like being in prison. It was not a good place and I missed my family every day.
In 2019, JJAI invited me to come with them to a detention center in Mexico City. I could experience sadness because I could see the conditions they live in, stories of brokenness in their families.
Each year thousands of children are imprisoned in Mexico, often held in terrible conditions, detained for months, waiting to see a judge, abused, extorted by guards in overcrowded cells with unsanitary conditions. These children are over twice as likely to drop out of school, fall into drug use or commit suicide. Children face prison alone, abandoned by the system, and separated from their families.
Life behind bars for a girl is tough. There wasn't much for us to do inside there, and learning opportunities were scarce. One day, I had a chance to get my case reviewed by a judge. He was open to giving me a second chance. The judge had learned I was training to become a baker before my detention, so he decided to re-establish a baking workshop at the probation center, and place me on supervised release. I was so happy to have trust put into me, so I committed to staying in school, and behaving at home, so I could have the workshop up and running soon.
Jesus would go to prisons where children are. He would go and bring words of love, words of healing, words with a new hope. But at the same time, I can see Him transforming their lives. So we as a church, as His followers, should imitate Him and go.
Most of the children in detention come from very impoverished communities. Their parents cannot afford to travel to visit them. They are left to rely on the government to provide them with the most essential items like clothes, soap or medicine. The children spend most days with no activities and no contact with the outside world. They lack educational opportunities and chances to envision a better life for themselves. But together, we can support the children. When we listen to them, and empathize with their struggles, we give them hope, and a new opportunity for life.
JJAI sponsored our workshop, and they donated all the things we needed. We presented our workshop to friends, families and the general public. A lot of people showed up, and congratulated us. I have never felt happier than when I saw my mom that day, proud of what I had achieved.
All of us, when we go out to the streets, we can see brokenness and challenges, big challenges. One may think, I cannot do anything to change this. But at the same time, all of us have this desire to do something and to change the world. We might not change the world, but we can change the life of a teenager in a detention center.
Mobilize and Empower is Juvenile Justice Advocates Project, to bring back the children's hope. Through our work with local churches, volunteers and organizations, we are able to provide care packages, family reunifications, workshops, and classes, tutoring and post-detention services to ensure children are not abandoned. Hundreds of children, just like Romina, can get a second chance. Mobilize and Empower is part of JJAI's larger strategy to transform the juvenile justice system.
I feel much happier now, and I have plans to open my own bakery, and perhaps even become a new teacher, so the workshop continues for other children like me. I am now fully committed to make changes in my life for the better. Baking is giving me a new chance for life.
In the next year, Mobilize and Empower will impact over 400 youth in prison, at a cost of just $155 per child. That is $155 to ensure that a child has dignity, family support and the tools they need for a real second chance. Don't forget these children. Be part of sharing hope and love with them and their families.